Hey guys, Seiyariu back at it again for another video. This time we're back with the AOR highlights. This time we're at Hungary for, in qualifying at the moment. Currently in P9 after doing a pretty shocking lap on the soft tyres. I was about 7/10 off my PB, which would have been quite good. 22.3 was actually not that bad on soft. But as we can see, going through turn 1 pretty nicely. Looking for this little like dent in the wall, in like this barrier, I guess, on the right. Going into second gear and upshifting to 5th. Coming down into turn 4, probably like the hardest corner in the fucking world. Having to slightly correct my steering there, but it's all fine. Trying the traction on the exit, going into the chicane now. Taking a lot of curb on the entry and not so much on the exit, just so that the cars settle down when trying to get the power down. Into 3rd and just quickly up into 5th. Here maybe I could have gone into 4th, but I thought going into 5th was a lot quicker. 4th just gets the turn in right. As you can see, we're actually going purple at the moment on Seiyariu. Seiyariu, whatever the fuck you pronounce his name. 1.1 seconds up on my PB, taking a lot of speed going into the penultimate corner, and heading into the final corner, my worst corner on the tracks, shockingly, and coming on the exit, trying to get a darting exit across the line. We'd actually gone to pole position, but later we would get dropped down into 3rd. I didn't get the qualifying results because I'm a spastic and just stupid, but we would go down to 3rd, with Sarah Hamilton actually getting pole position. Seiyariu then beating myself in 3rd, and RS Falcon, my teammate for this race, just missing out on getting 3rd place. As we see, we're about to line up on the grid. For some reason, Seiyariu put me in front. I don't know why, but he just did. Burnout F1 being a naughty Jew once again, being sent back to the grid. As we now wait for everyone to line up on the grid for the Hungarian Grand Prix AOR Season 12. From 3rd place on the grid once again, so we'd been quite consistent qualifying in the last 2 races, including this one, but we are now waiting on those 5 red lights for the start of the Grand Prix. It's lights out and away we go. RS Falcon's been immediately disqualified, so that's unlucky. We've got an amazing start though. We've jumped Seiyariu going into turn 1, but for some reason we've got an illegal overtake, so just to avoid a penalty, I've just lifted off the throttle to try and give him the position back. I've tried to just swing it round to the outside into turn 1. Just about touching Sarah Hamilton, but just trying to keep in front of Seiyariu now going into turn 2. I've got the inside line, so I can squeeze him out if I can. I've given him enough space though, and going into turn 3, I was very worried about just turning in and clipping him. So that was quite lucky from me. Going into turn 4, we're all over the back of Sarah Hamilton. Now this is a perfect start. I needed to just keep close to Sarah Hamilton. But coming out on the exit at turn 5, we've lost the rear end, we've caught the car, and Seiyariu's just, I don't know, driven into my car, although on his screen it was just absolute mayhem of amount of lag. But from my screen it looked like he's like either driven into my car, or he didn't even touch me, or else I would have been sent into the wall as well. So I don't know, I've pooed my entry there. I'm probably going to get a shit ton of hate from the Seiyariu fanboys, so I'm going to make this clear. On how I saw it, it was not my fault. I felt that I did not need to wait up, so I kept going. Because to me, he had driven into my car, and I also looked like I didn't even touch him from my POV. And a lot of people are gonna be like, "Oh, but you should have waited up. Your lag's so fucking shit. Just get out of the fucking league." Shut up. Where are you in this league? That's all that needs to be said. Stu, on the other hand, is trying to look around my outside into turn 1. We've defended that quite nicely, looking to see if we can pull over back onto the racing line, which we can. Stu, once again, looking up our inside. Burnout F1 now, looking around the outside of Stu. And is he going to make the move going into turn 3? Yes, he is. So it's a back marker 1, 2, 3. Or 0, 1, 2, 3, you could say, just to be cheeky and add those cheeky plugs. And now Sarah Hamilton's now leading with us in 2nd, and Burnout F1 now into 3rd, which is very good at the moment. And we had planned at this point, because all 3 of us were in a party together, and we planned that just to keep within the DRS of each other, not battle and try to break away from Stu, and try and escape Martin and the Flying Finn, who'd be catching us from about lap 3 onwards. It's going to be gone to lap 7. You can clearly see we've tried to try our DRS strategy, which you can see from the gap on the minimap. It has worked, but it didn't stop Martin and the Flying Finn from keeping up with us, or just catching us. I'm still doing my job and trying to keep within the slipstream of Sarah Hamilton, while Tyrrell Martin's looked on the inside. And if you look in the mirrors there, that's Tyrrell Martin, who's actually just been flung into the wall by Burnout F1. I probably should drop that into the stewards, but oh well. Actually, I might do after this. I could do it right now, since I'm not doing anything but commentating. And as you can see, we are now pulling into the pit lane. I think if I'd pulled into the pit lane a little bit later, Sarah Hamilton would have continued for an extra lap, and we could have been taking the potential lead of the Grand Prix, but that's not to be. Sarah Hamilton pits in his Mercedes, but F1 pits into his Renault garage, and now this is the most painful thing I've ever had to see, where we've just been jumped by them both. I suspected being jumped by Hamilton, and I did suspect just being jumped by them both, but now that's like completely killed our race there, and it's all because that we had the pit garage further down the pit lane, which meant that they could get their stops and they would go. Because how the game works, if you've got the first pit box, you have the ability to jump someone in, say, a McLaren or Haas or Renault, which is pretty much what happened. Now on lap 15, not much happening after that. We are now on the back of Andre, not that close to make an overtake, but we're going to go for a diving move up the inside into turn 1. Now, I was very happy with this move. I was actually pulling off the Daniel Ricciardo. Oh, that actually, speaking of Daniel Ricciardo, Sir Hamilton's actually just had a spin off the Flying Finn or something. I don't know exactly what happened there, but at this point, Sir Hamilton was raging, like, oh, that's my fucking race over. I told him, like, just stay calm, you'll be able to make a good comeback to get some good points back. But I was on a, well, saying it's like when Ricciardo made his dive bomb move on Bottas and did that thing with his hand, I was pretty much doing that when I made that move on Andre. I was quite happy with that. I don't know if I was lagging on his screen there, but you know what, we're just going to deal with it. As you can see now on lap 21, 72% of tyre wear at the moment. And something I realised when looking back at this is that I could have gone for like an extra lap or two. So pitting now means that my tyres are going to be absolutely destroyed at the end of the race, because I could have kept going for an extra lap, but I was so worried about getting another puncture that I just pit out of just sheer worry, really. Into the pit box now, McLaren taking their sweet ass fucking time. I think it's like a 2.9 pit stop, which is just utter shit. And now coming out of the pit lane, we can see that 6 skills going past AOR Raikkonen and Burnout F1. So if we were in our Ferrari, we would have jumped them. We could have jumped all 3 of them if we had got a classic 1.7 pit stop. But AOR Raikkonen is moving in the braking zone there on Burnout F1. That's a little bit dangerous there. Burnout F1's all over the back of him. And you can see, thanks to this train, that Burnout F1 actually hasn't managed to get away, because he pit earlier than us. Going into turn 4, we're going to be looking on the back, and we've lost our end plate. I was so done at that point. I could not believe my luck that I had done a near-perfect race at the moment. Oh, there goes Errol Raikkonen. Speaking of near-perfect, his race has just gone upside down and backwards as he's been taken out. I don't know what actually happened. I wasn't looking. But now our race has just been absolutely thrown out the window now with end plate damage. That's going to affect our tyre wear. It's going to affect our turning, just our overall lap time. And now Andre's all over the back of us as well after he made his pit stop as well. We're on the back of Burnout, who's on the back of 6 skills as well. So we needed to keep up with Burnout F1 because he was our target for the time being, just so we can keep up with him. 6 skills was obviously going to get annihilated down the straight. He was actually in Streets' car. Streets lagged out in qualifying, and 6 skills rejoined, and it put him in the Red Bull. But enough talking of stupid glitches and stuff. Burnout F1's got up the inside of 6 skills into turn 1, and we know we have to keep up with Burnout F1 before he gets away. So 6 skills on auto tyres. We're going to have to look to the outside. I wasn't actually planning to make a move here. We're having to go around the outside of 6 skills at turn 2. Which I've been trying that move for absolutely ages, and I could never pull it off. And now I'd actually managed to pull it off there Fair enough, 6 kills were probably on shitted tyres, nice corner cut. But I was actually quite happy with that move as well. I'd made a few overtakes which I was actually quite happy with. So hopefully I can get some praise in the commentary box of the AOR highlights of Hungary without being murdered for destroying Seiyariu. Sorry. But on the back of Burnout F1 now, getting a bit closer now to what we were in comparison to Andre. We're still going to have to make a bit of a diving move up the inside. A little bit of contact made, but that's all good. All is fair in love and war. And we've now made the move on Burnout F1. Now, I was still thinking that we were still in this strategy mode where we would just use each other's slipstream to go past and we wouldn't make ridiculous overtakes to stay ahead of one another and cost us time. So I kind of knew that Burnout F1 would attempt the move going into turn 1, and I wouldn't have been surprised. So Burnout F1, of course, making the move, but he didn't brake very late, although he did hit the apex. We're now looking on the outside of him, but of course I'm allowing him to stay in front because I felt that there was no point battling him, or I was just going to lose time. The Burnout F1 going very wide, and I've nearly clipped the back of him there. And I've almost hit the back of him again going through turn 3, so he's just going very slowly. Despite he is on a lap older tyres, I believe. So his tyres were going to be falling off the cliff. At the same time, my tyres were going to be going off as well. With Andre still right behind us. I think on fresher tyres. I'm not 100% sure on that. I think he may have been doing the one stop, so I would not be surprised if he was on a lot better tyres anyway, just because of how shit the game is with this tyre glitch. Meanwhile, trying to keep with Burnout F1 through the section, missing the apex of turn 11, I want to say. And we're going 1.1 seconds slower than our personal best, which is just showing how slow we're going right behind Burnout F1. This is just losing us tons of time. Going into the final corner now, we're going to try and keep up with Burnout F1 to hopefully make a move into turn 1. We're going to get in that DRS, so hopefully we're a lot closer than what you usually have been to make a move into turn 1. We're going to get alongside him now. We're still going to have to brake quite late to make sure that we get in front. He lifts off to give me the place back, and then he starts battling with me going around the outside, which I was a little bit surprised about. Some big lag there, big amounts of lag, and for some reason he's just battling with me throughout this section, and I was like, what on earth are you doing? Because he's just wasting time, he's costing us like track position. And I've thought, okay, just go, and that's allowed Seiyariu past as well, who we had taken out at the start of the race, and now he's ahead of us. So that just shows how shit our race has been, and how slow we are. So now Burnout F1 and Seiyariu going side by side, the two banana cars, battling it out, going through the chicane. Seiyariu nicely corner cutting, but nicely keeping it side by side with Burnout, still trying to hang it around the outside. They're making wheel-to-wheel contact. Seiyariu's been forced off the track. Burnout F1's parking the stadium on us. Well, we're trying to make the move on Seiyariu, but now there's been more contact, and we're just going to allow Seiyariu past when there's no point battling with him going through here, or else we're just going to lose time to Burnout. So I was trying to think very smart here at this point, just so that we weren't wasting time, so we could actually get to the finish as fast as we could, and hopefully with 6th place in the bag. Burnout F1 bottling it on the exit of the last corner. We've had to make a move on him there. And Seiyariu very aggressively moving back to the racing line, but we had to make a move on him just so that we could try and stay with him. Making the move. Very nice block pass, really. Just parking up the line that he needed to be on, and I think he got quite bad traction as well. So that's really helped us there. And then Seiyariu's just sped into turn 2 and just tapped us, and I think he got a bit more end plate damage. I think he already had a little bit, and I think that just worsened it. Now he's looking on our inside into turn 4. He wasn't going to make that move, but we've pooed ourselves anyway. Going through turn 5, he's all over our rear end. But at this point, like I was this time the last lap, while Seiyariu and Burnout were battling, was that I wasn't going full lock on the pad going through this section because I was trying to save my front left really from the tyre wear, because my tyre wear was absolutely shocking at this point. So I was just trying to keep it cool, not use full lock and be very aggressive on the power, and trying not to lock up the front left really, just so that I could actually get to the finish without getting another puncher. Okay, I'm so sorry for that massive cutout, but I've just got myself some jelly and custard, which I'm really looking forward to eating right now, but I've got to do the shitsy commentating. Meanwhile, back on track now. Andre BCF 1940,000 is looking up our inside. He's made the move stick, very nice, parking it on the apex so that we can't get the run on the exit. We had a look, but there was just no point trying to battle with him now, as our tyres were going off. You can see 69%. And plus that impact damage was just doing us no help at all, and just keeping it within the slipstream of Andre, just to try and keep ahead of Seiyariu Hamilton. Now after his spin is now re-caught us now on 70% front left tyre wear. And look how nice those rear tyres are. Perfect condition. And then there's just our front left, which is just suicidal at this point. So we're just going to be losing time, hand over fist to Andre through this section, while Seiyariu Hamilton is just going to be gaining on us. Once again through here, I was trying to not go full lock on the pads, trying to save the front left tyre wear. As you can see, it's now going to 72, so it's not helping us at all. And we're getting very dangerously close to a puncher now. Seiyariu Hamilton is now all over the back of us, and most likely he's going to go for a move here into turn 1. As you can see, I'm trying to just keep the tyres alive to that last corner, which is just the death of our front left. Seiyariu Hamilton looking for a move now. There was no point going defensive, as I knew I was just a sitting duck, and if I tried fighting him, I'd just lose more tyre wear. He's made the move stick. We now got Y-coms all over the back of us. Now we're getting dangerous on the verge of no points at the moment. Seiyariu Hamilton's going defensive there, and as you can see, we're now just having a look. We're just going to try and keep up with him, really, because he had a penalty, so we knew that we just need to stay within 3 seconds and we would get the position. I don't know if Wycombe's had a penalty, so that's someone that we're going to have to stay in front of. And as you could just see in the mirrors, he's all over us. Meanwhile, 74% on the 75% on the front left, which is just the death of us at the moment. But I had to keep up with Seiyariu Hamilton through here in order to have any chance of staying in front of Wycombe and having any chance of beating Seiyariu Hamilton through the just through him having penalties. And as you can see, we're just losing time, 76% on the front left. Our tyres are just going off. Wycombe's is all over the back of us. I'm surprised he didn't look for a move here, if I'm honest. And we're going into the penultimate corner. We're just trying to defend. Small lock-up, 77% on that front left. It's getting dangerously close to 80%, and which would probably lead us to getting a puncher. Coming through the final corner, I'm trying to get a darting exit. Trying to keep in the slipstream the DRS of Seiyariu Hamilton to try and keep in front of Wycombe's. And we're catching up hand over fist onto Seiyariu Hamilton. We're going to have a look on the inside to try and put him off. But Wycombe's is now looking around our outside. And Wycombe's is just spun. I don't know if that was him touching my rear end or him getting on the curb, but he is now spun out of P10. And I think he's still going to stay in P10 anyway, as we've now basically got P9 secured at the very least, with Seiyariu Hamilton in front of us in P8, which we would inherit as we get to the line. Bit of a corner cut there, but we get away with it. 79% of that front left is just not going well at all. We're just pooing ourselves at the moment, just hoping that we don't get a puncher. The Flying Finn 08 shock horror wins the Hungarian Grand Prix. And Wycombe's has been disqualified. It's all gone wrong for Wycombe's. It's just so unfortunate. But it's put AOR Raikkonen into P10, who made a late pit stop onto the Super Softs, and that will actually give him his first points of the season. The guy that actually inherited my race seat at Ferrari, so well done Raikkonen there. And as you can see, 81% on the front left with that warning sign of a puncher. But we are going to get away with it. We're also going to inherit P8 from Seiyariu Hamilton. So overall, it's a good result. P8. It's mainly a result of what could have been, but I'll take it nonetheless. Obviously, Seiyariu did send me to the stewards about the incident on lap 1, so I'm not 100% sure if I've got P8. I would think I do, and I may get quali ban, maybe. I probably won't, but you know, there's always hopeful thinking. But anyway, guys, I do hope you enjoyed this video. Like if you did, subscribe if you're new for more Seiyariu Lagberg content, and I will see you guys in my next video. Cheers. I'm going to enjoy my jelly and custard.
If I bleed tonight, if I am sad tonight, I don't have a job to find. And if I work tonight, if I'm so tired tonight, I'll fall asleep when I'm home. When I'm home. I was just so far from here, focused on my own way, with never looking back to those who lived in fear. There was nothing I could do, there was nothing you said that could make me realize how much lucky I was. Just out of reach of the fire, was not aware of the nightmare. But when I stopped to see those eyes begging for help, begging for hope, just need to open my eyes now to try to change them to sunshine, to be someone among others. I've got to try it. If I bleed tonight, if I am sad tonight, I don't have a job to find. And if I work tonight, if I'm so tired tonight, I fall asleep when I'm home. When I'm there's no way to go, no one that can see through at the side of the light. I can see my life is crap, I have to see them too. I just live into my world, far from the pain, the fear. Was out of reach of the fire, was not aware of the start of hell. But when I stop to see those eyes begging for help, begging for hope, just need to open my eyes now to try to change them to sunshine, to be someone among others. I've got to try. If I bleed tonight, if I am sad tonight, I don't have a job to find. And if I work tonight, if I'm so tired tonight, I fall asleep when I'm home. I was so wrong, I was so blind, I was so dumb and out of time. I was so wrong, I was so blind, I was so If I bleed tonight, if I'm sad tonight,